The yellow school bus pulled up to Maple Street at exactly 3:20 p.m. But what happened next made everyone stop. Cars paused in the road. Neighbors leaned in. A massive 203-pound figure raced forward toward a tiny child stepping off the bus. People braced for impact. Hands tightened on phones, ready to call for help. No one could have guessed what was about to unfold. Because what this gentle giant did next challenged every assumption about how we judge based on size. It began with fear. But what followed was one of the purest demonstrations of love you'll ever see. 1 year ago, a small green box sat under the Christmas tree. Inside, little Haley had placed her dream, all wrapped in hope, a puppy of her very own. But when she opened it, there was no dog inside. That day could have ended in tears. But little did Haley know, her real Christmas miracle was waiting on the other side of the front door. What walked in wasn't what she imagined, not small or fluffy. It was 203 pounds of muscle, heart, and soulful eyes, a giant walking straight into a child's outstretched arms. That giant was Rain, an English Mastiff with a body that intimidated and eyes that revealed something far more important. Most people crossed the street when they saw her, but Haley didn't see what others feared. She saw kindness. She saw family. Their eyes met, and suddenly, the world around them faded away. Rain gently lowered her massive head, softly pressing her forehead to Haley's chest, as if asking the smallest girl the most important question. Will you love me? Haley wrapped her arms tightly around Rain's thick neck, and without hesitation, she whispered from her heart, "You're perfect." From then on, this was no longer a simple adoption. It became a living lesson, showing a whole neighborhood what real gentleness can look like. Rain learned to move carefully inside the home, to lower her head beneath doorways, to tread lightly around furniture. But around Haley, she moved as if the child were made of glass. She adjusted every step, calculated every movement. The neighbors watched, unsure at first. Whispers of doubt echoed. "That dog is too big for a little girl," some muttered. But day after day, they kept watching. Each morning, Rain sat by the window, shoulders still, eyes alert. Hearts began to soften. Every day at 3:20 p.m., Rain walked Haley to the bus stop. And every afternoon, she returned to that same spot, timed perfectly, awaiting a yellow bus. This daily ritual became a neighborhood attraction. People peeked through blinds or paused their walks just to witness that patient giant greeting her little girl. The moment Rain caught sight of Haley, her entire being lit up. Her tail swirled in circles of joy. Her body buzzed with life, but never uncontrolled. Rain never knocked her over, never jumped. Instead, she knelt to Haley's size, inviting hugs like delicate gifts. Eventually, even the skeptics were moved. "I can't believe what I'm seeing," one of the neighbors finally said. "She treats that child like she's made of crystal." People began to talk, to share, to feel something they had forgotten. Curiosity replaced fear. Children who once hid behind legs now asked, "Can I meet the gentle giant?" The moment of truth came one day when Haley got sick. She had the flu, and for 3 days, Rain never left her side. She laid down like a silent mountain beside the bed. When Haley opened her eyes to the first moments of healing, Rain was there, eyes soft, watching. No words needed. Rain had chosen her. As time passed, so did the doubt. Rain began greeting mail carriers with a nod, children with gentle nudges. She became neighborly, loved, known. And without fail, every school day at 3:20, Rain waited. You could set your clock to her one neighbor joked. She knows Haley's schedule better than any adult. Haley grew taller, older, but for Rain, she was always the same tiny girl, with a big heart and open arms. Their story spread far from Maple Street. It touched people across the internet. Stories, videos, shares, comments. But for Rain and Haley, this was never about going viral. They simply woke up each day and chose one another, again and again. Rain taught them all a truth, that appearances deceive, that gentleness comes in unlikely shapes, and that love doesn't require matching sizes, only matching souls. Today, as new families move in, longtime neighbors retell the tale. Don't be afraid, they say proudly. That's Rain, the gentlest giant you'll ever meet. Rain, once feared, now adored. A symbol that being different doesn't mean being dangerous. And every day at 3:20, you can still drive down Maple Street and see a giant dog waiting. Waiting not with intimidation, but patience, loyalty, love. Rain doesn't bark loudly. She doesn't beg for attention. She simply shows up. Because showing up with love is what she's done all her life. Even the bus driver became part of the story. He installed a horn just for Rain. 2 soft beeps that gently say, "Your friend's coming." "In 30 years of driving, I've never seen anything like it," he once said. "She reminds me why I love this job." But perhaps the most profound change happened in Haley. Growing up with Rain taught her that love isn't fear. It's presence, it's safety, it's calm strength. She learned that being different can be beautiful, and that the most protective hearts don't always bark the loudest. "They showed me how to look deeper," Haley now says. "If you let someone in, they just might show you the most beautiful parts of themselves." What began as a moment of panic on a sidewalk became something bigger. It became a story of understanding, of love across differences, of community transformed. Rain didn't just change Haley's world. She changed every world around her. Because some of the greatest friendships begin when we stop being afraid and simply start loving.